In a comfortable seated position, whether it's cross-legged, on your knees, whatever. Take your hands head onto your knees, and this morning just let your upper arms come across your ribs. And then take a breath in. And as you exhale, I want you to take everything down to the floor. Big breath out, let your body fold forwards, let your head hang, let your arms be heavy on your legs. And then like a balloon filling, press your legs into the floor as your spine lifts as you come back up. And then let's do that one more time. As you exhale, just give everything down. Big breath out, fall to the floor. And then activity in your legs as they push down. Inhale to lift like a balloon. Bring your hands to your heart. Bring your chin to your chest. And I invite you to just take a moment to check in with yourself. How do you feel this morning? How's your energy? Are you excited about your day? Or the things that you'd rather not do? Get present to all those things. For all the things to come in the day or the future, and none of them exist yet. Where you are right now is on your mat, sitting on the floor, about to begin your practice. As you take one more big breath in, take your arms high. And bring your arms down and around. Fingertips to the floor. Lift your heart a little bit more. And then walk your arms to the left side of your body and take a gentle twist. And then on your next inhalation, come to find the opposite side. Left hand in front, right hand behind. Create length through your spine, then pull belly in and rotate. On your next inhalation, come back to center, and let's roll down onto your back. So feet planted on the floor, about hip width apart, hands onto the floor with palms down. Bring your shoulder blades under your back slightly. We're going to work some bridge rolls, so tuck your tail forwards, flatten your back to the floor, and then continue to lift your hips off the floor until you're on your shoulders, the back of your head, your arms, and your feet. And then from your shoulders to your hips, roll back down. And we're going to do that a few more times, so I want you to start to feel how you can roll each vertebrae off the floor. Use your abdominals as you lift back up to round out the parts of your spine that feel like they want to go flat. And then bring yourself back down. And again, use your abdominals, curl your spine to the floor, like you're laying a string of pearls. And then let's do that about 4 more times. Use your legs and your glutes to help you lift. And I want you to come inwards in your body and find your spine. And think about piece by piece, putting it on the floor, and piece by piece, lifting it off the floor. So similarly, how we do a cat-cow, I have you kind of take away from your hips to your shoulders and reverse. This is a similar thing. We're not getting the same flexion and extension, but you get different feedback here of how your spine rolls and moves. And since it's early in the morning, getting your spine alive is a great source of energy. Let's do this one more time. Once your back's fully onto the floor, bring your knees to your chest. Keep your low back flat. One hand on each shin. Pull your knees into your shoulders. And then start to rock a little bit. Coming back and forth, using the roundness of your spine that you've just awakened for the morning, and come to take a roll down either side. And then on your next one, from shoulders, can you bring your feet to plant? Feel free to use your hands and come back up. Take your feet as wide as your mat, hands still on your shins, and extend your arms and cave your back. And then pull yourself forwards, bring your heart forward, sit your bum out back, and then again. Pull forwards, arms help to pull, shoulder blades come together as heart comes forwards. Look forwards, and then round your spine again. So you're sort of looking at your heels here, a little chin to chest. Think about sitting your bum backwards as you pull your heart forwards. One more time. And forwards. Lovely. Bring the soles of your feet together. And then wherever your hands can come to, if they can come onto your ankles or even onto the outer edges of your feet, that's great. And walk your bum close to your heels. And in that way, hopefully, your tailbone starts to come a little back behind you. Think about rolling your pelvis to the floor, extend your arms, lift your chin, lift your chest, and then start to just slowly work your legs towards the floor. So a little pulsing action, like a butterfly warming its wings in the sun. Continue to press your legs to the floor, and then a little release as they lift. Down and lift and down. Great. Walk your feet a little bit forwards of your groin now. Take a big breath in and walk your hands forwards as though you're trying to fold forwards in this position. They might not go very far, that's okay. Fingertips are great here for a little bit of friction. Make your arms straight, wrap your triceps towards each other, and then lift your heart as a little pull of your fingers. Push your legs wide. Maybe your feet come away, the big toes come away from each other, and see if there's a little bit extra to reach forwards. Good, and then let your spine round as you look down towards your feet. Maybe your arms get soft there as well. Let your head hang. So a nice rounded stretch and sensation across your back. And see if your fingers can take you another millimeter forwards. And then walk your fingers back towards your ankles and sit up. Okay, I'm going to do a few more poses seated. If it is more comfortable for you to have a pillow or maybe a block underneath your bum to give you a little bit of lift, feel free. Take your left leg out and bring your right leg in so that the sole of your foot is near your thigh. Take your left toes to the ceiling. Take your fingers to the floor. And then like your arms are supports for a statue. Help you to lift. And then walk your hands forwards as you just start to initiate stretch through the back of your left leg. And then walk your hands over to the left as you start to fold forward slightly, getting a nice long stretch through the right side of your body. And then come back to center and see if there's any extra little space to come forwards. Still shoulder blades coming together, heart coming forwards. I'd rather hear long spine than trying to just get to your knee. And then let's do the opposite side. So walk your hands to the open side and then pull your fingers forwards. Keep your left sitting bone onto the floor. And then walk your left hand long. And even lift your shoulder. And then walk forwards. And see if now that there's a little bit of space on each side, if there's any extra ability for your fingers to walk forwards. There may or there may not. It's totally fine. Now from this long spine, now I just want you to round everything to the floor. Just let all of the weight of your torso come down towards the floor, towards your knee. Slowly walk your fingers back and sit up. Take your right leg out long and bend your left knee in towards either your thigh or your shin, wherever your knee allows you to go. If your leg is lifted off to the side, you can put a block or a pillow underneath as you come forwards for a little support so that your knee stays happy. Take your fingers out slightly behind you. As you press down into your fingers, draw your shoulder blades together. Feel your collarbones come wide and open through your heart. And smile. And then walk your hands forwards, just that little bit. This is where you first start to feel the stretch in your hamstrings. And come and be tall, think tall. And maybe with an exhalation, there's a little bit of space. And you get to kind of work with your body. It'll go to one stretch, and then you stay there, and then maybe it gives you a little bit more. Let's come to our sides now. So come to the right. Press your left sitting bone down from your left hip to your left shoulder. See if you can find some length. Take your hands wherever you need them to be so that you can feel a little stretch through your through your left side. And then come forward to center. Fingers are pulling towards your hips, shoulder blades come together. Maybe your belly and your thigh come together another millimeter. And then walk to the opposite side. Press your right sitting bone down and lift your right shoulder to get a stretch through the right side of your body. And then come back forwards to our center position. As you inhale, lift your heart. And as you exhale, see if you can fold at your right hip. Send your sitting bones behind you, and then let everything round to the floor. So let your energy be free, be loose. Let everything come down towards the floor. Let your head hang. Keep pulling your right toes towards your hip so you still stay with a stretch sensation through the back of your right leg. And then walking back to towards center. Okay. Come to find a cross-legged position. And if you can, have your feet sort of as wide as your thighs, so you get a chance for your shins to be crossed. That often brings your feet farther away from your groin, which is fine, because we're going to continue to do some folding in the hips. Once again, take your hands down, either side behind you. As you press down into your hands, lift through your spine. Okay. Now here, a little bit of a setup for your low back. So as you press here, your low back may even part of feel like it's going towards the wall in front of you and your heart almost leaning back. I want you to look down to your belly button and feel how you can create width across your low back. And then keeping that, lift your heart and lift your head. Press your sitting bones into the floor, keep your back as it is, walk your hands forwards as you fold at your hips to whatever position you come to. Keep width through the back of your body and heart coming forwards. So we're not yet rounded down, we'll get there, but hands out like a statue, shoulder blades together, long spine. Continue spine long as you fold at your hips. Take one little walk forwards again. And then on your next exhalation, lower your hands, your head, your arms towards the floor. Let your legs stay heavy. Fold from your hips, so it's taking your tailbone behind you. Kidneys wide, back ribs wide. All of your weight folding forwards over your legs. Then walk your arms long again. Look to your hands. Create length through your spine where you were rounded. And see if you can pull yourself forwards another millimeter. And then connect your bum to the ground. Think about pulling the back of your body down to the floor as your chest lifts and take your hands off the floor as you rise sort of like a zombie coming alive. And then let's do that same thing again. So use your hip flexors and pull yourself forwards, zombie hands coming down. And then use your glutes more than your back, your glutes and the backs of your legs. And can you find that as you push legs to floor and lift? And we're going to do that 3 more times. Use your hip flexors, feet pushing into floor, slowly lower, fingertips towards floor. Engage the backs of your legs and your bum and come up. One more time. Use your legs so we're not just falling down. Press your feet into the floor and use them like the brakes to slowly lower your fingertips down. And then one more time. Press your legs down to lift yourself up and bring your hands to your heart. Inhale, brings heart to hands. Exhale, belly to spine and bring right ribs across and come into a twist. Long spine, or make your spine longer as you inhale. Exhale, pull belly in, keep your hands to your heart and keep your gaze in line with your hands. Inhale, come back to center. Let's do the same thing the opposite side. Inhale creates length through spine. Exhale, belly pulls in, left ribs come forward. So the outside edge of your body is pulling versus the closed edge. Each inhalation, create length in your spine. Each exhalation, can you press your legs to the floor, find where your legs and your abdominals can help you to twist. Hold it here. And then inhale and come all the way back out. Fantastic. Take your feet once again to the floor in front of you. Slide your hands behind you, fingers towards your heels. And then bend your elbows as you sort of round your spine and sink backwards. A little traction on the low back of your spine. And then inhale, straighten your arms, lift your hip, lift your shoulder blades into your heart, and then press your feet down, lift your hips. And then bring your bum back down. As you lean back, your elbows bend, spine curls, arms straighten, heart forwards, press feet, lift thighs. We're going to do that same thing one more time. Round, bend elbows, and then come forwards and lift. And we'll hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. As you bring your bum back down, can you straighten your legs and bring your bum and your hands close together? And now you've got both legs out in front of you. Bend your knees. Take your hands to the top of your shins. Create length through your spine and bring your belly to your thighs. So whatever position your legs need to be in so that your belly and thighs start in contact. Now the focus is going to be keeping belly and thigh in contact. Take your hands down. If you can find your feet with this bent position, great. If you can't, don't worry about it. Just grab onto your shins. Okay. Shoulder blades together as your hands pull and bring your heart forwards. And then start to walk your legs forwards to a point where then you need to sort of wiggle and get yourself into position. Big breath in, exhale, pull with your hands, let your elbows sort of come wide like wings, and bring your heart forwards. And then walk your feet forward a little bit more. Maybe you get the sensation of trying to stick your bum out behind you. Belly and thighs stay in contact. So your legs may go straighter than mine, they may not go as straight as mine. Doesn't matter what your pose looks like, but I want you to focus on the feel. Belly and thighs in contact, shoulder blades together, heart and gaze forwards. Use your breath across the back of your body. Widen your kidneys, widen your back ribs as you inhale. Your neck may feel like it lengthens. And then as you exhale, use that and some pull of your hands to draw yourself forwards. Maybe take one more to the heel, drive forwards to the end position, just where you can hold your belly and your thigh comfortably. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, I want you to round your spine, look to your knees, let your hands come down. Your belly may pull off your thighs here, but that's fine. Just let yourself hang. So this morning we've been playing with your active stretch, then your passive stretch. Maybe sometimes even a little bit of nerve stretch, depending on the tone of your spinal cord. Letting yourself be still, be heavy. Take one more long round of breath, create space through the back of your body. Exhale and let your front body be heavy to your thighs. And so to lift your head, lift your heart, slide your hands back as you sit up. Lovely. Slide your bum towards your heels and make sure you've got enough space on your mat to now roll back onto your spine. Take your hands onto your knees, round through your spine, and as your spine comes to the floor, bring your knees with you and give yourself a loving hug. Take one hand on each shin, bring your legs together, and then let your legs come wide, sort of making a bit of an arc or a half circle here. Squeeze legs and then send them wide. Getting a little massage into your hips. A little movement, the head of your thigh bone in your hip socket. Good. Next time your feet are somewhat squeezed together, release your hands, bring your feet to the floor. Take your arms out wide. Now, whether you'd like to stay with feet on the floor this morning for taking a twist side to side, or if you'd like to bring your legs to a tabletop position, choose whichever one feels right for you. No need to do anything with any more effort than you need. And then allow your legs, in whatever position they are, to come to the right. And please keep your left shoulder blade intending to and then onto the floor. So if you need to shift your legs for that to happen, please do so. Maybe your gaze turns and comes to your left hand. And getting a bit of sensation and stretch from your left hip to your left shoulder. One more breath here. One more exhalation. Then with a little energy, lifting your legs. Take a moment with your spine flat before you bring your legs down to the opposite side. Right shoulder blade staying to floor. Maybe gaze comes to right hand. Inhalation gives opportunity to lengthen from hips to shoulders. Exhale gives opportunity for shoulder blade to come to floor, hip to roll away. On your next inhalation, bring yourself back to a flat back position. If your feet are lifted, take them to the floor. And then everyone, we have our feet on the floor now. Take your legs long. Bring your arms closer to your side, if that's comfortable. Palms facing forward so shoulder blades can come underneath your spine. Bring your chin towards your throat so the back of your neck is long. Let's take a big breath in together. And then a big sigh out your mouth. And then one more. Big breath in, fill your lungs, pull your diaphragm to your hips. And then big exhale, make some noise. And then lie right where you are. Allowing the weight of your body to be heavy into your mat. From your energy, from your work, now we find some moments of stillness. The stretching and the energy that we use in the moving part of our practice is one part. The ability to stay present in stillness here at the end is another part. Both equally beneficial, delivering different benefits. As you take a deep breath in, I invite you to lift your arms once again like a zombie to the ceiling, then long along the floor. Extend your fingers and your toes away from each other. Take a deep breath in. Then as you exhale, release all that tension. Come to roll onto your favorite side using one of your hands as a pillow. And then on your next inhalation, using your breath, using your hands, come to find seated position once again. Whatever comfortable position it is for you to sit in, bring your hands to your heart. Bring a smile to your face and bring length through your spine as you inhale. Moving just your chin to your chest, a gentle bow in honor of your practice. I thank you for your continued support, your presence, your showing up.